What's going on, my reefing fam? March here. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Frag TV, continuing this build series with this new additional frag tank that we're setting up. So I just went to go run and grab the camera because I got a little bit excited. I hope that you can hear my voice over the sound of this splashing water, but I got the plumbing done. So I'm running the return line, which comes off of this is what we call the main system here in the store. If you ever hear us talking here, we say main. We use that word a lot, M-A-I-N. It's because that's what's basically running more or less the entire store upstairs. So this tank, I got the overflow finally in. So it's pretty straightforward. It's just a piece of black glass over here. And then we use this, I believe it's 3/8 black acrylic with these nice kind of grooves or teeth that are cut in. And the idea behind that is the water is going to come up and then just overflow. That's why they call it an overflow. Dirt, and anyways, it's going to head down these pipes. So plumbing is really simple. I didn't do any kind of like Kirby overflow or there's one other one. There's ways to make it silent. I'm kind of messed up because I like the noise. I like the sound of trickling water because it tells me that everything is running fine. So basically underneath here, I've installed two 1-inch bulkheads. Please disregard my sloppy plumbing job. And one is going to run basically wet all the time. I did unions just in case I ever have to take them apart. And it's really simple. It's just a 90. It tees into this one. And then it comes over here. Actually, let me run the other side. I'll go over there and show you what I did. Maybe easier from this angle. But I just strapped it here to the wall with a little, like a clamp, another 90, and then right down into our filter floss. We keep this garbage here close by, so it's really easy to just change the floss. It usually fills up in every 3 to 4 days. We just changed it out now, and you can see a lot of water running down these pipes here. So this is water that's coming from all over the store, frag tanks and different tanks. It all kind of meets together into this one stack and then comes down. Sort of like a little bubble trap and a splash guard in here so that we don't get crazy salt creep. It's not really working. It needs a little bit of improvement, and then it heads over to the filter floss. So really simple drain. I'm going to stick a pipe in one of them, so one will have water flowing through it all the time, and the other will act basically as a safety that's not going to be wet. It's actually going to run dry. And it's only going to run wet in the event that one of the pipes gets clogged by something. I don't see that happening, but you never know. This is going to get a cover put onto it at some point too, a nice little black acrylic cover so that stuff doesn't accidentally end up in there. So it's really just an addition, like an additional 100-gallon frag system getting connected to our existing system. So it doesn't really need another skimmer or a heater. The only thing that, if you saw the other videos, I was talking about it kind of in length, T5s, so it needs its own light obviously to support corals. And then I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with flow. Since the last video, I just painted the bottom of it black. So if you notice here on that one, which I'm going to get to next, that one is still glass, so you can still see the wood through the bottom. And I painted over here our new refugium. I blacked it all out. I can talk about this in another video if you want to see what we're doing with our fuge, but it just gives it this kind of cleaner, more finished, polished look, and it does make it easier, I can tell you from experience, to shoot photos and videos of corals when you have that black background. It gives you that really nice contrast. Eventually it's going to get all covered with coralline, and it's not going to matter anyways. We're going to have to clean it, but it just looks more finished. I think I'm going to leave the stand the way it is. No one really comes down here. This is kind of like my work underground zone. If you ever come to the store and you wonder where I am, often I am down here working on stuff. I was tending to corals before I decided to go and mess up that system. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I know you guys are hearing about me complain about my reef tank crash. Go back and watch the other videos if you want to hear me talk about it some more. The paint that we use is just regular Home Depot extra shiny black paint. I think it's called Limo Black, and we hit it with a roller. It was like 2 or 3 coats. I'm going to go bare bottom, I think, on this one. I may do frag racks, kind of like we have working over here. I'm not sure yet. So the one kind of last step where I'm stuck, and I think I may have messed up a little bit, is flow. Sorry, before I get into flow, I didn't talk about the return line for this tank. It's really simple, and I'll show you what I use. It's a Jibao. It's a Chinese brand, Jibao DC. I use one of those. I have lots of them. DC 15,000. It's a really powerful, inexpensive pump, and I just stuck it here in the sump, 1.5-inch pipe, and then I reduced it here to a, what did I go with? A 1/2 inch. It goes up over about 10 feet over here, and then a simple a 90 it drops back down maybe 4 feet, and then again to a 90. So that's going to help create some flow in the tank, and it's just this continuous loop, water in, water out. Now for flow, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use. Like I said, I think I made it, I don't know if I made a mistake, but these tanks are really shallow. They're only 8 inches high. I kind of wish I went with 12 inches, and then here I went stupid shallow. These ones are like 6 inches high, and I want to use gravel here because this is going to be a grow out for mushrooms and soft corals, and I really like shallow, but I wasn't thinking about flow. So a little bit of oversight on my part. I might use some Neros. I'm going to try them, see how the corals respond. 12 inches I think is standard for a frag tank. 12 is nice because you could do a 6-inch coral rack. Please disregard this tank, it's a disaster right now, but you can do a 6-inch coral rack. And then what I like to do is large power heads underneath to sweep the bottom. So usually this wouldn't have any coral here at all. This is just stuff that we are temporarily holding here that came out of our disaster that happened over here. Generally this is empty across the bottom. So I'd like to use these big ass power heads, sweep the bottom of all this detritus. And then you got 6 inches down here, and you got about 5, maybe almost 6 on top. So it gives room for the fish to kind of come and clean and do their thing. I might be limited now with the 8 inches on this one. I think I'm gonna try some Neros. I'll report back. I'll talk about flow in the next episode. We're just about done here. I wonder if that's annoying you guys. Is that kind of in the way, the refugium light? Sorry, I didn't even think about that when I grabbed the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and keep filling this up, and I'll report back with what we do on flow, and then maybe start to wrap up this series, and that means I can start the next project. I got to keep moving because yeah, I need projects. I need to keep busy, otherwise I get into trouble. So this is how I keep out of trouble, doing stuff like this. Thanks for watching, guys, and tuning in to this episode of Fragbox TV. Oh, I forgot to say, if you like the content, you know where the subscribe button is. Go ahead and hit that thing now. Have a great day.